So this is the original Wildbound Cabin Co. truck idea. This is kind of where it all began. Get my blankets. I got everything I need right here. It's good and warm and cozy. This is honestly one of my favorite places to sleep. I sleep so well in here. It is so cozy. Hey, how's it going, guys? I had some.
Hey, wait, who the heck is this guy? What's up, everyone? Well, this is Austin from Wildbound Cabin Co. And he reached out to me on Instagram, and I really wanted to do a video with him, but he's all the way over there in Pennsylvania. He sent me some amazing footage. If you have an awesome camper that you want featured on the Down to Mob channel, shoot me a message through downtomob.com or on Instagram. Take it away, Austin.
So here in Pennsylvania, we got some snow this week. I figured it was a great time to pull the truck in the yard and give you guys a little tour. It's a 1999 Mazda B3000. This is a 3-liter 4-wheel drive stick shift. This is basically a Ford Ranger that Mazda just put their own badges on. This thing was cheap, but it does the job, and this is where it all began. You know, this thing's got some rust, it's got dirt. It's not perfect, but that's kind of what makes it fun. By the way, my Instagram page has since been updated to wildbound_cabin_co. Here's the part that I think you're all actually here for, is the tiny cabin on the back of the truck. So on the outside, I just have a pine tongue and groove exterior. I went with pine just because it was cheaper, lighter, easy to work with. The downside to it is you'll need to treat it probably every few years with polyurethane. Steel corrugated roofing, I have had no problems with that roof, never leaks. That roof will outlast the truck. This is a 6-foot long bed. So this is a small little truck and a short bed relatively, but I am extremely surprised by how spacious it feels once you're on the inside. So let's go to the inside. So here we are inside the tiny cabin. I got my bed on the left side here, a couple of shelves here. Tailgate comes down, and under the bed I have a good amount of storage. So you can see I can store a snowboard under there, folding chair. Usually I'll toss a couple of ramps under here that I use to level the truck, and then I can just throw firewood and that type of thing in here, and I pull that out once I get to camp. First things first, on these snowy days, got to keep the snow out of the cabin. So once I'm inside, just grab the tailgate, pull that closed. Door swings closed as well. Let the camera adjust. And usually at night, lock it, and then I'm good and secure. And I'm telling you guys, it is the craziest thing. As soon as you get in here, you forget instantly that you're in the back of a truck. And a little truck at that. I am 5'11". I am about as tall as you can possibly be. My feet are nearly against that wall, and my head is nearly against this wall. But I fit, and it's cozy. So here's my little window, so I can see what's going on outside. The mattress is just a mattress that I got from a futon from like IKEA. It's like 4 inches thick, and honestly, the most comfortable thing ever. I sleep amazing on it. I love it. So comfortable. All cozy like a little caterpillar in a cocoon. I've only done single camping in here for now. I can convert this into a double bed if 2 people wanted to camp in here. And the hardest part about having 2 people in here is you can't reach down and get to the underbed storage like I easily can right now. So in that case, you'd want to store clothes and blankets and all that type of stuff up here. One of my favorite parts of the interior of this little cabin is the roof. That here is 2 angles, and then towards the front it's got this 3-angle thing going on where the front of it is sloped down and then the sides are sloped to the side, and it looks really cool from the inside, kind of like this big ceiling with all these beams in there and everything. I don't have electricity back here. That's something that I'll probably add at some point once I want to spend that money on a good battery set. You know, it's something that I want to do it once and do it right. So until then, I just simply use a little battery powered string lights, And these things string around the top of the cabin. And they actually, at night, I'll show you guys later tonight once it gets dark, they put out a surprising amount of light and are more than enough to light up the cabin at night. Chilly outside, but good and cozy in here. I got a remote for the lights right here, so I can turn them on and off. I can also make them dimmer or make them flash. So they're a little dimmer than they were before, which that's kind of nice for when it's really dark and I'm just, hanging out. My theme of bears for decorations and ducks, I guess. Here's my windows. I made these things kind of rustic, simple, but I love them. So there's little latches here, and then the windows that pivot open. In the summer, that's necessary. In the winter, I don't open them as much, but then I just have little holes here. Simple, does the job. So this thing's pretty cool. I found this in my grandparents' basement, and it's basically just for decoration. But it does have a thermometer on there that kind of works, although I think it's actually closer to 30 degrees. So that being said, I guess it doesn't work at all. But either way, cool decoration found at my grandparents' basement. I really don't cook in here much, but I have the ability to. In case it were pouring rain or something, I could have my stove running here. I would just crack open the window, get the fan going, and then maybe crack open the door there. Up top here, pots and pans, bowl, some of that type of stuff, like a hatchet. These shelves here fold up, so while I'm driving, I fold that one up and it clips in over here, but that just keeps the stove up and out of the way for when I put firewood and all types of stuff in here for when I'm traveling. And then when I get where I want to be, that folds down and that's perfect. My bed frame is not attached to the truck in any way. The reason I did that is because I still use this truck for work. I need to haul sheets of plywood and big stuff, so that bed frame slides right out in a minute or two. But if somebody wanted to use this more solely for camping, you could definitely integrate that bed frame kind of into the truck, and then you could have some pull-out shelves and that type of thing. Pull-out drawers, and that's a pretty common approach as well. One of the best things about the tiny cabin on the truck is the tailgate becomes a really nice work surface. So usually I grab my stove, I pull it out, and I put the stove right here on the tailgate, and to avoid having crap and stuff get in the cabin, I throw that closed, pop open the stove, and then I've got a real nice little work surface there where I can cook up food, just have some space here to do stuff, and I can easily access the inside of the cabin if I have items sitting here, some items up here that I need. Now onto the door. You'll notice I have these big wooden hinges, kind of just to look rustic and old, but one of the kind of key features of this door is that these hinges are just resting on aluminum pins. What this allows me to do, I don't know if I can do it with one hand, but I mountain bike a lot. So at this point you can lift the door straight off, and then the back end of the truck is open, of the cabin, and I can store mountain bikes in there for mountain biking trips. So that was the idea of that. Threw a little window in here, door handle so it can be locked. And what's nice is if you lock the door handle there, you can't actually open the tailgate, because I can't lock my tailgate, but once that doorknob is locked, you can't open the tailgate anyway. So you can lock yourself in and you're good and secure. I love that this truck is green, and I got the roofing material to match it almost perfectly. So I love the color combo with the truck with the cabin on the back. It is literally the color theme of a tree. So this thing looks so good in the woods. It fits right in, doesn't stand out, and yeah, I really like the color combination of the green and pine wood. I built this really simple awning. I had an old billboard lying around that I bought for a different project, but I didn't end up using it. So it's literally just 2 aluminum rods with an old billboard wrapped up on them. I roll it out, and then I have to ratchet strap it to a tree or something to support it. That awning is something that I might replace or rebuild it a little bit differently in the future here. But for now, it works, and it was cheap and recycled materials. Here's a little fan. I run this thing just off of my little rechargeable battery pack. So I have a couple of these. I just charge them in my truck off of the cigarette lighter, and then I can power my phone at night, and then also the fan. And that's good for the summer, especially to get some air moving, but also in the winter. You'll notice up here I have a Mr. Heater Buddy Heater. This is a propane heater, safe for indoors. And a lot of you would probably say, Austin, why do you have your heater up at the top of the cabin? That is the least efficient place that you can put it. And I agree, but my main reason for having the heater way up here was safety. This thing is a live flame. Definitely makes me a little nervous in a tiny cabin that's basically made completely of wood. That being said, I do have a fire extinguisher, but the main reason for putting it up here is I don't want it anywhere near the ground where my comforter could fall over and touch it, and yeah, I just didn't want it anywhere near the ground. Plus, I have the option of making this single bed into a double bed where the entire width of the cabin would be a bed, and so the heater needed to be up high. My other reasoning for that is the bottom of this, this is still just a normal truck bed, and that's not really that insulated to begin with. If I had a heater down here, all the heat would rise and would be up here in the cabin anyways. So that works pretty good there, and I can turn the fan on and just circulate the air a little bit better, and that makes everything a little bit toastier. This is kind of my nightstand. I have it next to my bed here. Just store stuff here. Right now I got a nice little candle going, which is awesome. Just some plants to make it feel a little more cozy. And so this thing's cool. This is a gift to me from my fiance's mother, and what this is just a small little solar powered light. This thing is actually a lot brighter than I expected it to be, and again, it's a really nice soft white. The thing I like about that is I don't ever have to worry about batteries. I never have to worry about powering it or anything, as long as I just set it out in the sun every once in a while. So in that aspect, it's nice. The problem is in the winter there's a lot less light, so it's a little bit harder to get that thing to charge up, and there's no other way to charge it other than solar. But that being said, once it's fully charged, it lasts probably like 8 hours. So charge it every once in a while, and then it's a really nice warm light. This thing is a custom decoration that I made. I've had a couple people ask me if that thing's for sale. No, it's not, but stay tuned on the Instagram page and the website. I might have something coming that you'll be interested in here in a bit. Some decorations. This little guy, tiny little guitar I got at a thrift store for like $10. This is a little first act guitar. I kind of got it just for fun, just to see what it would sound like with some new strings. And it sounds pretty much how you'd expect a tiny little first act guitar with new strings to sound. But there's something to be said about the best tool is the one that you have with you, and I can just take this thing wherever. I smash it into stuff, get food on it or whatever, s'mores, and it doesn't matter. You can play that thing by the campfire. It's the perfect little tiny little travel guitar. So yeah, that thing usually comes along. I just have 31-inch tires on there. They do fine. They're getting kind of worn out, so I'll need to replace them here at some point. I would like to put 33s on, I think, next time. Might need to trim the fenders a little bit, but I think it'll give the truck a really good look and a little bit more ground clearance. Got a hitch on there for pulling stuff like other tiny cabins. Well, that wraps up the video tour of the tiny cabin on my truck. I hope you can tell from the video that I absolutely love this thing. It has been so much fun. There's nothing like just driving your truck knowing you have a tiny cabin right on the back of that. Anywhere you end up, you'll be in your cozy little cabin. So if any of you guys would be interested in more information or have questions or would like to have a wildbound cabin of your own on your truck or trailer or in a van, reach out. You can find us at wildboundcabinco.com. I also have an Instagram, wildbound_cabin_co.
Wow. Holy cow. Anyways, that thing is awesome. Thank you so much, Austin. You killed it on this footage. If you have a unique 4x4 truck camper or rig that you want to be featured on the channel, shoot me a message through Instagram or downtomob.com. Contact us. I'm pretty positive that this motivated some people and gave them some ideas of what's possible in their truck bed. So thank you, my friend.
Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. It's chilly in here, so I'm gonna head inside.
Make sure you subscribe to the channel. It's gonna be an epic year. I got updates coming on my truck camper actually real soon here. And check out my Patreon if you want early updates, exclusive content, and to support the channel, of course. And hit that like if you enjoyed this video. We'll see you next time. The only question is, are you down to mob and show me your rig? Woo!